get right into it. Timothy Bradley, trash. He's a bum, riffraff. This man is the biggest jabron in boxing today. Now let me go ahead and state my points. 1, he always goes out there and tries to be someone that he's not. He can't just be Timothy Bradley. I don't know why, but he always just goes ahead and tries to be someone that he's not. He's insecure, completely insecure, and I find that to be a huge flaw in boxing. He goes out there to try to appease the fans because he's not comfortable with himself, making him one of the worst champions that you can ever try to count on, because he'll throw it out the window. He'll throw the game plan out the window when it's easy for him. Example, first Manny Pacquiao fight, he tries to go out there and beat Mike Tyson, no socks on, breaks both his ankles. He maybe could have made that fight a whole lot easier than it was. I still had Pacquiao winning that fight. Now said, he goes on then after that, and he tries to appease the fans. And let me get this out in the clear right now, because a lot of people in the YouTube boxing community like to go ahead and big up Timothy Bradley like he's something big and special, but I know for a fact that you guys would never ever pay to watch this man on pay-per-view. You won't support him. I've been to the StubHub many times. Many times. I'm always buying fights at the StubHub to see fighters out the gate live. But I don't go to see Timothy Bradley, and neither do you, and neither does anybody. So I don't know why this guy goes out there and tries to appease the fans when they don't even care about him. You can write all the good comments and put a million videos up about him, about he's this and he's that, but at the end of the day, you're not a real fan of Timothy Bradley, and he should know this. He goes out there in the Ruslan Provodnikov fight and tries to appease the fans, almost gets knocked out because he thinks he's a KO artist. He thinks he's Mike Tyson again, and because of this, Ruslan Provodnikov gets overrated completely by the boxing community. He goes on to fight a worn-torn Mike Alvarado, and then after that, everybody's like, oh, Ruslan Provodnikov, the next big thing, Floyd's ducking him, he has too much power, yada, yada, yada. Fights Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri doesn't give a damn what he's not an insecure fighter. He doesn't give a damn about the fans. He goes out there and executes a game plan that he was working on in training camp. He does this in an 18-by-18 ring, an unregulated boxing ring. Boxing rings are supposed to be bigger than that. And he does it with one eye. This is how easy Ruslan Provodnikov is. And Timothy Bradley, when he was fighting Ruslan on the outside, was beating Ruslan easily. But, like I said, he tries to go out there and be a KO artist, appease the fans, makes it a tougher fight than it is. Then, we'll take it to the Manny Pacquiao 2 fight. I picked Pacquiao to go ahead and win that fight. But I was shook because I was watching the training camp videos, and I seen Timothy Bradley working really, really hard. He looked like he was really focused. He was studying that left hand, studying Pacquiao's foot movements. He looked like he was ready. And he was actually executing that game plan really, really well for the first 4 rounds. Then, he gets it in his head that he's going to knock out Manny Pacquiao with his feather fist. Almost gets it done, but almost doesn't count in boxing. And because of this, he goes ahead and he tears his calf. And ends up losing the fight. It is just, it's ridiculous to me, because he probably could have won that fight and made a huge upset, kept the belt, but he loses his O now, and now don't expect any more gifts or any more special leverages for Timothy Bradley, because he has nothing to hold up his marquee. 1, he doesn't talk shit. 2, he doesn't have the undefeated status anymore, and 3, he's not a draw. He's not a draw. No one cares about Timothy Bradley. Write all the videos and comments all you want about he's good. No one gives a fuck about it. He might as well just be some unknown guy on the list, because at the end of the day, like I said, no one's going to pay to see Timothy Bradley out the gate. Bob Arum knows this. Bob Arum's not going to invest any money in him. at all. He'll probably put him in a couple fights. Timothy Bradley's the type of guy who'll make Robert Guerrero, a average fighter, B fighter at that, look like an A+ fighter, because he'll throw out the game plan against Robert Guerrero, and Robert Guerrero will end up just beating the shit out of him, having Timothy Bradley look like Andre Berto at the end of the fight, when he could have just boxed Guerrero on the outside like Mayweather and made it an easy fight. See, like, Timothy Bradley's the opposite Mayweather. He's like the yang weather. This motherfucker, instead of just believing in himself and doing his own things like Mayweather, he doesn't give a damn if you boo him out the arena. He doesn't care if you like him or not. He's just going to stick to his game plan and make his adjustments and win by all means. Timothy Bradley will find a way to lose at all means, just to go ahead and get your love, to get your comments and get your respect. You can't trust this man. He's peaked out. He's done. And because of this, he won't beat guys like Keith Thurman. He'll fuck around and try to knock out Keith Thurman to make a statement, and Keith Thurman will end up sending his chin to Pluto. He won't beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter will end up whooping that ass too. And I don't care what anybody says, he's not going to beat Amir Khan. He doesn't have. You can talk about the glass chin all you want to, but Timothy Bradley doesn't have enough pop in his punch to shake Khan up. Khan's footwork is better than his speed is better than his. The only thing that Bradley got going for him in that fight is a headbutt, and that's it. And some rough house tactics, and that's probably, he'll try to make it an ugly fight, and it'll probably end up in a disqualification, because he won't be able to take the fact that a guy like Amir Khan, and like a lot of people, is beating his ass. They won't be able to believe it. They won't be able to ingest it. He'll snap. So, all in all, Timothy Bradley's a bum. This is my fight analysis, and I'll probably be doing more along the way. This is mine on Timothy Bradley. Overrated, trash, scum of the boxing ring, gigantic jabron. This is just me. Feel free to go ahead and leave your comments at the bottom. Let me know how you feel about Timothy the Desert Storm Bradley. And, we could talk about it. And, yeah, it's a good time making this vid. Hope to make some soon. Glad to be a part of this YouTube boxing community. Let's get it.